Okay. Hi guys, sorry about the complication that I had. So for those of you that are in the other chat box of the live, please go ahead and come over to this live. I'm going to wait here. For those of you who are watching the replay, we had some technical difficulties on our other live. I am so sorry about that. I don't know what is happening. In order for me to schedule a live, they have to stream the software, and it's like, it was just too much for that moment. So one second, I'm just gonna messaging Natalie to have everybody redirect. All right, I'm so excited to do this live for you guys. All right, so one of the biggest things that I want to kind of talk about on the live is I do have something special. So for all of you that have received my emails, you know that I have a special offer for everybody right now. Also, too, I want to address some of the questions that you guys had and you reached out to me on Instagram. If you can hear me, say hello, tell me where you're from. Hi there, we're good. Awesome, Sunny. Thank you so much. NYC Private Party, Robert, hi to you. Josh, hey girl. Elias, hi. Ben, hello, hello. Quentin Jr., nice to see you as well. Thank you so much for the compliment. That's really sweet. Hi, Mike Moss. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Sean. Hi, Sean Huff. How are you, Raymond? All right, guys. Thank you so much for switching over to the live. I know the other one is streaming, and I'm so sorry for the confusion. We just really, for some reason, if you schedule a live, Facebook wants you to download a specific software in order for you to be able to stream out of schedule, which makes absolutely no sense, but we'll have to figure that out for next time. Hi from China is that one kid. That is awesome, awesome. So I want to address some of these questions that we're getting about like talking to women in regards to like during this time, right? During the time of quarantine, during the time of like this thing that none of us have really had to go through before. We're all experiencing this together. And a lot of questions are coming in regards to like talking to women. So how do I talk to women? How do I communicate with a woman that is, I kind of like, how do I communicate with a woman that I live with now because we're always with each other in my marriage, or I just went on a date with this girl and now quarantine happened and I can't see her again. I'm going to lose attraction. There's so many things that are going on in regards to these questions. And then like, I hate online dating. Okay, now this is your time to online date and all this stuff. So I'm going to address those questions. And then all of you that have submitted your questions to me, those will be answered as well. I asked for you guys to submit your questions to me on my Instagram. And those of you that did get those questions submitted, I'm just going on my back end to delete this video that I have so people one second, guys, sorry. They can come over on this live stream. Oh, I love live. You really get to see the nitty gritty when things really don't go right, right? So with that said, there's some questions in the Instagram that I'm going to take. So for those of you that didn't send the questions, those will be an opportunity for you to ask for the next live. I'm taking no more questions because we do have a lot. All right, so thank you all for joining. I know there's some more. There was a lot of people on the other live because we had it scheduled. So I'm waiting for some people more to join this live. So I want to get started too. And in regards to some of the topics that we're going to talk about today. So I first want to talk about in regards to being single, right? Let's talk about that first. So in regards to being single and facing this quarantine. Okay, so let's start from the basic one. Let's just say that somebody isn't really dating anymore. Like you're not dating anyone and you're like, dang, this is getting lonely. This quarantine thing is getting lonely, which is a natural thing to experience. So first of all, a lot of us get really like hard on ourselves, which we call shame and guilt. And it happens a lot in the masculine presence. So that means men, is when we tackle shame and guilt on top of like how we're feeling emotionally, because it's like, oh, you're not supposed to feel this way. Loneliness, who are you? Oh, you're not supposed to feel lonely. And then we get guilty for feeling lonely and all this stuff, but it's a natural way of thinking and feeling. Okay. So here's the thing I want to explain to you. If you're going through this and you're feeling a little lonely because possibly you don't have a love interest, or you haven't really found a girl that you really like yet, and now this quarantine, the whole thing is happening, it's really making you think and be like, damn, it would be great if I had a relationship right now because then I could be with my girlfriend, then it's happened. So as humans, we thrive off of human connection, right? So as humans, no matter if we're introverted, extroverted, doesn't matter. We need community, right? And that's what we are living. We're humans on living in an earth experience. And I say that all the time. We are on earth living, a human experience. And so with that said, it's okay to understand that during this time, we may experience some loneliness from time to time. And if you are experiencing loneliness, understand that you literally aren't alone in the loneliness. Okay, guys? So that's number one, is understanding that you're not. But also, too, I want you to look at this as a positive, because in life, in order to really get what we want in life, in order for life to start working for us, we have to change our perspective on how we start looking for things, right? So how we start looking at things, okay? And I talk about a story a lot. And there's a story about, I'm not going to go into the story, we'll just do a very short definition of the story, about two twin brothers that were raised the same. One became an addict and one became a motivational self-help guru, okay? The only difference between the two of them is because of the fact that they grew up the same way, had the same experiences, had the same lives. I mean, they are even identical twins, but the fact that they changed their perspective and they looked at life differently. The motto of looking at life they're the cup half full instead of empty. This is what I'm talking about. So if you're feeling this loneliness, I want you to kind of gravitate towards the why, right? Why am I feeling lonely? Well, because I don't have someone in my life and I would really like to have a partner in my life. Okay. So what are you doing to make actionable requests or desires or work to get that person in your life? And you probably answer a good amount of things that you're doing because you're here on this channel, right? So with that said, I want you, and Natalie, if you can comment in the chat box so I can mark you as a moderator in here. Thank you. So with that said, I want you to remember that as long as you're doing the tools in here, then it's okay. Like, it's okay, because love and relationships are not just supposed to come easily. And I talk about this all the time. Just make sure that you're pushing forward and doing the work. Oh yeah, you are marked as moderator. Thanks, girl. Natalie's in here and taking and assisting with your guys' questions as well. Say hey to Natalie. Say hi, Natalie, in the chat box. But just remember also too that you have to remember that as long as we're putting in the work, we need to be more patient with ourselves. So if you're someone that is feeling insecure about being single or alone, understand that number one, you're not alone. Number two, find out the why. Number three, dig into deeper about, okay, what are you doing to implement attracting these people in your life? And then number four is looking at this time as really taking this stuff that I'm talking about, all my lives that I do every week, some of my products, my videos and things like that, and really studying getting good with human psychology. And I always say getting good with women, but it's really about human psychology, okay? And we can look at this sometimes as like games, but it's not the truth, right? It's really about human psychology. The push and pull technique is just like it's human psychology. If we look at it, there's rules all the time. So we need boundaries in relationships. So what is it that you aren't good at right now in dating? Maybe it's attracting the wrong people. Maybe it's not having the right person in your life. Maybe it's not being able to set boundaries. So this is your time for these people that are wondering, how do I talk to a woman? How do I get a woman that doesn't have anybody right now? This is your prime time to get better. And I can guarantee you all the resources that I have, as long as you put in the work, you are going to get so much better. And this is why I created something for you guys. It's my codependent product that I'm offering to you guys here on this live. I'm going to continue to mention it as we go along, but it's really important that you guys understand that this product took me over a year to put together because of the fact that I wanted you guys to be able to have this and really kind of establish an understanding of what codependency and attachment is. So you're not that needy guy as well in relationships or anything like that. I put it there in the chat box. I'll go over it. There's a special offer only for the first 100 people, but it's over there in the link in the chat box if you want to check it out too. I would encourage you to purchase it as it's 50% off. We'll go into more about that. Second thing, for a man that is dating a woman right now, and then we went into quarantine, let's say that like everything was great in your date, you guys are messaging and now she's like stressed, right? So many people are losing their jobs right now. So many people are not knowing how they're going to pay next month's rent. So many people are going through something right now, right? And this is where I really want to come bring it back to home and understand that this is also a meter of attraction to learn, okay? Sometimes when things don't go your way or how you expect, the girl hasn't talked to me in a day. She's not replying to me after she just said, like, I'm having a hard time. I'm not finding anything funny. I'm having a hard time because I can't meet next month's rent, or they just fired me. So I'm really just kind of like trying to in my own bubble right now. So when we start to take personal offense to something like that, then we start to lose attraction. From the woman will start to lose attraction. If this is happening, we have to let go of the expectations and find out the why, right? So I'm going to give you a good story here. I went out of my house once during the whole, besides grocery shopping, I went out once just to get an ice cream, but I ordered it and the lady came out with gloves and mask and just put it in my frozen yogurt that I love because she knows me, and she put it in my car for me, right? And it was just like, pop in the door, put your ice cream in there, and that's it. And I paid her over the phone. And I was driving back and I see a man just standing out there with a sign talking about like how much blessings he'll receive if he has help from people and blah, blah, blah. So I rolled down my window and I smiled at him and I told him to come over here and come talk to me. No expectations. He's homeless. He's going to use us on drugs. Nothing. I told him, what's up? What's your story? Why are you out here? Like, what's going on? And he kind of took offense to me. Oh, are you trying to figure out my story over here and you're in this nice car and blah, 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 or when you're smiling at me? And I'm like, no, we're not judging you. I'm just trying to figure out your story so I can see how I can help you. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And from then, he really didn't tell me his story because he came from a judgment aspect of it. And then and there, I was like, wow, this is how we react when we don't get our way sometimes, because he automatically wanted money, right? He automatically just wanted to give me a quarter. He was like, give me a quarter, give me $1. You have something in there. And I was like, tell me your story. What's going on? In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can help him in some way. Maybe he needs groceries for his family. Maybe he needs a job. Maybe he needs something, right? And he didn't. And he was very proactive in just being like defensive. And this is when I talk about. And me as a person, I was like, wow, only if he could just like put that defense down, less expectations of what he's going to get from me, then we would get somewhere. And this is what I'm talking about in regards to relationships, right? We put so much expectations that we're not seeing what the other person is trying to get across in messaging, right? So that brings me back to this. At the end of the day, side note, I handed him a $100 bill and he almost broke down in tears and the red light turned green and he got on his knees and started crying, which was like the most beautiful thing to me. But here's the thing, guys. I think that also taught him a lesson, right? As far as not only did I give him that money to help him, because I know something was happening with his family and he was struggling, but he wasn't open enough from it. It also taught him, I told him when I gave him money, listen, dude, I'm not trying to judge you. I just want to know your story so I can see how I can help. I gave him $100 and I left. And he just was like in tears, you could tell. So here's the thing, guys, is like what we do now in our relationships and how this goes together in dating and in quarantine is we expect someone to reply a specific way because we're told that if she doesn't reply and show interest, this means I'm doing something wrong. But we don't know what's going on in her world. We don't know what's going on in that world. So ask, what's going on? Hey, I know it's a hard time right now. If you need to vent, I'm here. But then also understand that's giving people space. The only way that someone can figure out what they want. So if I was to push that person and push that guy and push, tell me your story. If you want $100, tell me your story. If I was to push and push and push, he probably wouldn't not been like so like taken back. But the fact that I was just like, I'm not trying to judge you, I just want to know your story. And then he didn't tell me, then I was like, okay, fine, here you go. And wish you the best of luck. Probably give him a reality shock and been like, holy crap, what if I did just end up being like non-judgmental and not telling the story? What would this womanhood have done for me? And he even said I probably would have done more if I knew how I could help. So here's the thing, guys, is how we implement our lives daily also is implemented in relationships. So if you want to get good with human connection and winning, AKA women, we have to understand that we got to release expectations on how they respond and stop worrying about if she likes me, if she likes you, if there's another guy, if this is that, what the hell bullshit is out there, right? What is really important that we understand is that if a woman is showing interest in initiating from time to time, but is going through a hard time, let her go through the hard time. Don't try to be her knight in saving armor. Don't try to do anything. Just connect with her here and there and give her space. Even though you're sitting at home and you're thinking, oh my gosh, am I doing something wrong? What is she doing? We can't do this because then we go into expectation mode. When we go into expectation mode, it brings us into scarcity and lack mindset. When we get into scarcity and lack mindset, we start acting needy and we start not acting authentic as a man that you truly are. Remember, if a woman went out with you in the first place, she kissed you, she told you she liked you, she always was initiating with you before, there's a reason why she liked you in the first place. So be that man that she liked in the first place and stop making your mindset control your life, because you are of value. And if you're not of value, then guess what? Another freaking woman is going to find you of value. So stop pinpointing that this is a woman for me and start living more abundantly in your dating life and being more upbringing with men around you, women around you, people around you, lifting you up, fulfilling your purpose, doing things in life, involving in the community, and stop prioritizing her as an idea in your mind and let her come to you. Because guess what? When a woman has to work for a man, she finds more value in that man that she had to work for. And it's not about being a bad guy. It's about the fact that she has to freaking do work for you too. So what does that mean? You have standards, you have boundaries, you have values, you have your own internal compass as you as a man. And that's what makes you stick out different from all those other guys out there. And that is one of the reasons why I picked the partner that I'm with now, is because till this day, I know if I disrupt any of his morals or values, I don't even know what will happen, right? And I don't even want to test it because I love him that dearly. So how you make a woman fall in love is because you stand with integrity. You're superior, you're strong, your strength, right? And it doesn't mean that you can't be vulnerable and share feelings, which I go into a lot and I talk about, but that's where I want to just give you that uplifting understanding right now during this process, okay? If you're having trouble understanding how to place boundaries, how to be assertive, how to have standards, how to choose the right women, it has a big part of codependency of not having boundaries. I encourage you, the first 100 people that sign up will only get this for $97. It's a full membership VIP access program to me at $97 until we launch, which we launch April 12th, and it will be at the full price. I'm selling it at $97. Originally, it's $100 more, and it's only for the first 100 people. It's here in the chat box. And I want you guys to sign up if this rings a bell to you, because this will help you with this particular mindset and boundary placement with women and people in your life. Now, another thing for you men is if there is something that's going on and a woman is initiating right now, the woman that you like and you're trying to talk to her, there's nothing wrong with setting up a Skype or FaceTime date every once in a while. Here's the thing, maybe once a week do it, but the next week it should be her idea too. So you have this great date, maybe have a glass of wine on the phone together and blah, blah, blah. Then the next week, what you're going to do is see if she becomes her idea. And if it doesn't, maybe then 2 weeks later, you do another FaceTime date. Don't reach out to each other every single day, all day. But I do think in the morning and the day, sometimes here and there, if she's wanting to be receptive and reciprocating towards you, then do this, okay? And then this is how you're going to be able to connect. I look at this quarantine thing as a beautiful thing, because this is how we can get to really know a woman and establish a connection with women. And then also with women, this is how they can see a man's true colors, to see how he shows up. Is he expecting me to always talk to me? Is he going to be needy with me? Does he give me my space during this time? This is your time to shine, guys. This is how I'm looking at it. This is your time to shine. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm doing lives every week. It's because I want to lift you up in this time. Wow, I see so many comments going through, but I'm in the zone. I can't really look at the comments until I'm done. So sorry, guys, but I will scroll through there. I know Natalie is chiming in. Thank you so much, Natalie. Don't you love her? She's amazing. Let me take a sip of water, then we're going to go into relationships, and then we're going to go into questions. That was good. All right, guys. Let's talk about relationships in quarantine, and how to talk to your wife or your girlfriend that you live with in the apartment, home, whatever. Talking to women during this time, especially in a time when I think about we spend so much time together and we're getting each other's nerves. Okay, I talk about the 5 tools of communication all the time. How, what, when, why, and where, right? All your sentences should start like this, because what we do in relationships is we sometimes go into me, I, you, and we start pointing the finger at our partners, but instead we don't understand why they're mad at us, right? In order for someone to be angry at you in the first place, it's because they care. Let me repeat that because we lose sight of this sometimes. In order for someone to be angry at you is because they care. And particularly if you're living together or you're married, it's because they love you. So as long as we understand the motto behind someone getting mad at us, then we understand of how do we have to deliver, right? So how do we deliver this message to them? Figuring out what is going on. So what is making you act like this? How can I help around the house? What is, let's say, like she's like making very, let's just say, mean to you at the house, and be like, I've noticed your attitude has changed in the house. Like, what is going on? What am I doing to make you feel this way? And if she opens up in that moment, then that's like, okay, well, how can we fix this? How can I contribute to the house? How can I, whatever the problem is? But if she's like, no, I don't want to talk about it right now, and just be like, okay, this is where space comes in. Well, I'm here when you need me to talk, when you need to talk about it. Because what I don't want you to do is be submissive and not have your own integrity for yourself and talk and very stand firm for yourself. But there's a time where we have to have these discussions when we get into each other's nerves, right? So I always say, like, right now is a good time for you guys to separate in different rooms, even if everything's going great in your relationship. Personal space is so important in relationships. And right now, like, a lot of people don't have personal space, especially if they have children at home. Oh, especially if you're dating a woman right now that's children and she's homeschooling her kids, good luck for her to pay attention to you as a priority like she used to. Like, we cannot expect that. Remember, relationships go sour when these two things happen. Priorities in life, fun, happiness, and love. Priorities in life can be school, can be work, can be budget, making money, bills, whatever. That also has pressure, right? That takes a lot of mental stamina to actually figure out some of these things, right? And then they become pressure because it can also become overwhelming. Then over here, you have your family, your friends, your light, your laughter, your community, whatever, your relationship interests. But when a relationship interest starts to go into the pressure mode, then you start to get into the pressure where the bills, the children, the school. And then what she does is she identifies your relationship with this. And then that's when she gets, I'm not ready. I need space. I need this, because it's not that go with the flow. Women are the ones that are going to come in and say and ask typically for the relationship, ask for you. And that's really, really important. So with that said, I want you to understand that even when you are in relationships and during this time, talking to someone else, like a friend, a family member, jumping on Skype calls with your friends and keeping your community is really important to keep that light and funness and the softness in the relationship. Going on a bike ride, going for a run on your own, whatever you can do. I know sometimes you probably can't come out depending on where you are. Some of you can at the point. So what I want you to do is really kind of change things up. Do games at home, schedule lunchtime, schedule games, stay in separate rooms sometimes, then come together and communicate, and also pick and choose your battles. This is so important in relationships and talking to women in general. Now I'm going to go into online dating and some stuff like how to meet women during this time. So I want you guys to understand that you are not, I want you to understand that when we hit up a woman on social media. So for example, I had someone message me on Instagram and he says, my way to start a text tonight. And he goes to a girl, hey, blank, let's have a phone conversation sometime. Give me your number. And that was his first message to the girl ever. Guys, okay, excuse my French, but this is what I call PE, premature ejaculation, when it comes to dating. Yes, I said it. What's happening is you're rushing for an outcome with a woman that you don't even know, and you're asking her for a phone number, and you're the stranger that hit her up on Facebook or Instagram, and you're asking her for her phone number. Like, no, of course a woman's not going to give your phone number, and this happens so much. Guys, we gotta pick something out of her profile and start to have a conversation with this woman. Remember, the number one thing that women look for is safety. Is this guy a creep? Is this guy nice? Is this guy going to be respectful? Is he going to be weird, you know? And yeah, we come off weird if we're going and asking for the number if we've never even talked to the woman before. You know, I know the guy has good intents, but she's not going to know that. So let's have a phone conversation sometime. Give me your number So why would she want to have a phone conversation with you if we've never even established a connection in the first place? So how do we connect? We kind of talk. We talk to her on Instagram if she's a yogi, if she's a vegan, if she goes out to parties, if she has a boat, if she likes fishing. We pick up on that and be like, I like fishing. I actually went to fishing. I went fishing not too long ago before quarantine and caught the biggest fish in my life, and it was blank blank. I don't know. I'm not good with fishing. And then we start to conversate, and we're like, oh, okay, he has similar interests. He looked at my profile. He took the time. And we start to do that, right? And we notice also too, it's important that if you're hitting up a woman and you only have nature photos, don't expect her to hit you up. Like, a woman wants to see what you look like. So that's important. And then also with online dating, I want you guys to remember that online dating is really a numbers game. It is difficult, but if we put a lot of expectations on online dating, this is when we just get pissed off about it, right? I do encourage you to download my online dating results for women in my quarantine special that I have right now, 50% off my products. But I do want you guys to really kind of be able to take this time to, if you're single and you're ready to try to meet women, this is your time. This is your time just to try it. Okay, guys? So I'm going to take some of the questions. So for those of you that ask questions on my Instagram, I'm going to start taking your questions now. So Valorous Brooks, he asked me, greetings, single guy here. Not really looking into dating thing right now, more upon self-improvement, which your content has definitely helped me realize. That said, here's my question. Thank you very much, by the way. What can you say to those of us guys out in the middle of a small town America or Nowheresville, USA, like Dakota, where the pool of availability, especially around the age of 40, is slim to none? Thanks in advance. And yes, I did jump in. Okay, perfect. So thank you for your question. This is a great question too. I want you to kind of, I also think that in 40, slim to none, I also think in smaller states like this, you can attract a little bit of a younger woman. So like 35, something around there, you can attract a little bit of a younger woman. But also too, if you can travel, I would really encourage you to travel outside of there, like to a more rural area to try to meet women around there. And then also too, you have to go into communities, right? So I think like with this, like if you're from a small town, it's really about like family members or people or friends are going to introduce you. Like they're going to see you. So for example, if you have a friend and he's like, oh, I have this dinner party I'm going to go to so you can meet my cousin and her mom and her dad, go to that. Because there's a lot of times in small towns, and this is so crazy because this happened to my clients already after I told them, go to these family events, go to them, because I'm not kidding you guys, people that are older live for hooking up the younger couples. Like it's just, especially in this type of small town environment, this is how you meet women. And typically they're really cute girls, right? And they're very like small, Southern Belle or small town girls, whatever the case may be. I would really encourage you to do that. Number 2 is travel. Number 3 is to get involved in the community besides just the online dating app. So maybe a church group if you're into that. If not a church group, then a community, meaning like something where they have activities every month. So I know in small communities, they have like festivals, they have things like that. Volunteer at these festivals, right? They have like these cheese festivals, wine festivals, I don't know, lemon festivals. Like they have festivals for everything. Yeah, they do have lemon festivals. But things like that, and volunteer at those places, because this is where you're going to really get to know and meet women, because that's where they go, right? The small town, and I know I 100% know the difference between rural and small town dating. Like it's a little bit difficult there because everybody knows each other too, right? So that's why it's important that we kind of understand that. I think you have to go back to the old-fashioned roots in places like this. And it's kind of like going out to dinner with your friend's mother, going to a dinner party with a little bit of older people, because they'll ask you, oh my God, once they get to know they like you and you're a pretty stand-up man, they'll be like, are you single? Are you married? And then you're just telling, no, actually I'm single. Oh, I have the perfect girl for you. Bingo. That's how it typically starts. Drop me a comment, say yes in the comments if you understand that motto. All right, so let's get to the next question. Ming Mark, thanks for sending me your question through Instagram. For those of you that want your questions answered, let's just understand that we need to wait for the next live, and I'll be able to get to those. No questions will be answered now if you're coming through them on Instagram. All right, so let's see here. I was in a long distance relationship with my girlfriend for 4 months, and we split in December 2019. We had initial miscommunication, which never really gets solved due to distance and her job being awful. I became needy and insecure due to a previous relationship and was split up due to my depression and lack of attraction. I did no contact and then reach out to her on the second time. I sent an accountability email apologizing for my mistakes. With the COVID-19 situation, I don't know what to do. She's a teacher and she's a teacher and is on the shifts and as I can work out, so I don't know whether to contact her and ask her to catch up via phone call or whether wait until the summer when I know she'll be off. I don't want to mess up anymore. Right now, I really want her back and I'm worried about her, but I don't want to make things worse. Okay, there's no reason to be worried about her because she's a big girl and she's made it this far in her life, first of all, okay? So I don't want you to think that you have to worry. Number two is she's experiencing a lot of stress right now and she's a teacher. She's got to do all these online courses. Half of them are breaking down. I mean, it is crazy. So what we have to understand is we can't show selfish behavior, meaning that we are wanting an idea or something from her because we are in lack and we miss her. So she needs to attend to our needs, right? So yes, what I would encourage you to do is wait till summer, wait till this all clears up. You've already sent her an accountability letter, which probably came off a little bit strong, but that's okay. We can't change that. But what you can do is understand that you made a mistake. This is going to be a lesson for you. Give her some time to really come back to normal life after all this has happened, and then reach out to her in the summer. Right now is not a good idea to reach out to this woman at all. And I want you to also understand that I don't want you to get fixated on an outcome with this woman. Like, I have to make this work, where your life is on hold and you start obsessing over this, right? I want you to just break free and just really focus on what can I do from here. Okay, next question. C4 Eyes asks, hi, Apollonia. I've been talking to a woman for 1.5 years. She only ended her previous relationship around 6 months ago. Flirting has been constant. At times, combos get sexual, but not directly towards each other. Her sex dreams about a person with no face, etc. She's even seen me with other women in her dreams and fetishes, events, post on social media. Woman at once at our friend's fetish event and posted it on social media, and she was proud of me. I feel like she may be trying to drop hints, but she also has confessed to naturally flirting with guys and fun. Any signs I should be looking for to know where she actually stands? I think she is flirting. You already have all the signs. She is flirting. She's open with you about this. So I would actually flirt with her back and see, just do some light banter, physical, verbally also too, if you can do this, and then see how far she goes with you. And because she's open to it, if she's already talking to you about this stuff sexually, then let's do it. Take advantage of it. I think she is flirting with you. All right, Henry Ruff asks, hi, I'm Eric, and my question is, why we are in quarantine and we've been friends for a while? Oh, okay. Sorry, disregard that last question. I was starting to ask question is, how do I approach a nice looking young lady when we're in quarantine? Like, where can I meet them and how can I approach them? Thank you. Well, you can't really approach anybody when you're in quarantine or meet up with anybody. I would suggest for you to just talk to her through phone conversations, Skype, FaceTime, things like that. And then take it from there, right? It's not like she can go out and meet any other guy anyways right now. Swords Fighter asks, hi, Apollonia. I have a question. I told my crush that I have feelings for her and wanted to take things slow as being friends, but she didn't feel the same way. We are still friends, but she's been popping up in my head a lot. I try to focus on myself, but it's not working. What should I do? Right now, I think the biggest thing, besides a lot of comments, and I probably don't even see them in the chat. I don't see them in the chat box because I'm looking, because a lot of people are going to say, find another woman, date another girl, blah, 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 which is true. You can do that, but sometimes men aren't ready to do so. So what I want you to do is I want you to be able to understand that. Here's a question. Why are we chasing a woman that doesn't want you? And I always say that because it brings you back to reality. Sometimes we chase a story and an idea of how great something would be with a woman. So that what makes us having obsessive thoughts and start to think of her more, right? But here's the thing is, where did we lose potential in who you are too, right? Where do we lose potential in that? We didn't. You're still the person that you should be. Better with women, then it's a positive thing at the end of the day. So what's happening here is I ask, why are we investing time with someone who doesn't want us? Why are we investing thoughts with someone who doesn't want us, right? It's because typically we're chasing a story of reality and not the story of what's really happening in this moment. We're chasing the story, not the reality of what is really happening in this moment. So if she told you that she didn't have freaking feelings for you, then use that fuel as your fire to become the shit of a man and show her that she made a mistake. And you go out there after quarantine and you start dating other women, and you start doing what you want to do, whatever you want to do, and start getting numbers and having fun, going out with friends and showing her that you've done things differently. She's not a priority in your life anymore. She's not the first one that you like. Start making her feel like, does he even like me anymore? Because women want attention at sometimes too. So question her own things about you so she can question herself and be like, does he even like me anymore? And then she's going to start coming back to you. But you don't just jump into being the nice friend guy. You still got to make her work for it. So the question is, why are we chasing someone that doesn't want us in the first place? Period. All right. My wife cheated on me, my mother cheated on my father, and left him for one of his friends. Part was deserved, as he is a psychopath and probably narcissistic and always refused to go to therapy. I think my wife has narcissistic tendencies too, but my mother later told me that she cheated on my father before with another of his friends, a guy with an alcohol problem. And I've had several occasions where women were flirting with me while they were in relationships. It seems that high-quality women are so rare to find. Yeah. Add to that I work as a programmer, a sector where you hardly meet any women. So I'm wondering how I'll ever be able to find a single high quality woman that wants a relationship with me. Thanks for this question, and thanks for your support. I know who you are. So with that said, I want you to understand something. Our perspective is always going to attract our reality. Okay, so what we need to do is I just want you to kind of, I don't know if you have or if you haven't, but you really need to release a lot of the trauma we've experienced as a child, of the cheating and the narcissism and things like that. I would do some trauma healing, some trauma work. There's a lot of things that you can do that I have for you. In my codependency product, we do a lot of that work together. Also, too, I want you to be able to understand that high quality women, yes, are very sometimes hard to come by, but it's about how we meet these women, right? So it's about like your activities and what you do daily. And relationships take work, like it's not easy to find the right person for you. And it's not supposed to be, because it's so much more gratifying when you do. And not all the time are you always going to be attracted to the woman. Not all the time is the woman going to be attracted to you. But here's the thing is we got to shift that perspective of thinking like women cheat, like all women cheat, and it's very hard and this and that, because if we think like that, unfortunately, we're going to end up attracting that. So with that said, your question is, how do I respond considering how she has gone? Oh, excuse me, that's a different question. So I'm wondering how I'll ever be able to find a single high quality woman that wants a relationship with me. So with me, that wants a relationship with me. So that means that you probably found women that didn't want a relationship with you. So that tells me two things. One, we're picking the wrong women, or two, we're having some type of codependency in regards to women, and we are not really attracting them in the right way. If this speaks to you, I really encourage you to download my product. It's called my Break Free of Codependency. It's here in the chat box. It's special. I help you with that. We have some purchases coming through. We already have about 20 purchases going through, and it's only for the first 100 people, guys. So remember, I see about 20 purchases here in the program. So I want you guys to, it's really, honestly, side note, this is one of the best products that I've ever done and I've put together. It's a big personal development product. Like if you're not ready to turn within, do trauma work, heal, this product's not for you. But if you're ready to change your life around and really kind of own up to a lot of the things that happen, I talk about limiting beliefs, how to change your mindset, how to heal trauma in your childhood, how to change your views on women in regards to dating the wrong women, how to eye out those red flags now, how to have values, how to set your own boundaries moving forward. Like there's so much, it took me over a year to put together. It's amazing. But I'm going to go into the chat box a little bit, see what's going on, and then I'm going to take some more of your guys' questions here. Hi, Andre. You just got this product. Awesome. um, Anthony says when a guy worries about cheating before it happens, he's insecure, and he's absolutely right. Here's the thing, and thanks for Anthony for being honest. Sometimes it hurts to hear, but if we know, we got to figure out where the insecurity is coming from, right? Because, for example, the man that I'm attracted to is like, if you cheat on me, you just messed up the best thing of your life. That's his attitude, right? That's why I'm attracted to him because he even knows he's the best thing. And typically, when we get insecure, it's because we're controlling or we're somewhat controlling, or somewhat people pleasing, or somewhat have low self esteem because of the controlling, manipulation, or people pleasing type of energy that we put off in relationships. And a lot of people and this has a lot to do with codependency. And a lot of people don't think that they are codependent. And it is like part of codependency is controlling an outcome of a relationship. Part of codependency is being a people pleaser and always trying to get women to love you by gift giving. Part of codependency is also having dysfunctional boundaries, meaning I'm not clear on my standards. I don't know what I want. Part of codependency is just letting any woman take into your heart and not being able to be like, yes, I want her. No, 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 yes. Like, this is what we should have, right? Josh says, Apollonia, I love your products. Thank you. I really appreciate you saying something about my products because I actually do invest a lot of time in these products. So that's really important, and it's not meant to be an insult. Every one of us have come from somewhere. I was insecure at one point too. We never change in our comfort zone, right? Change happens outside of a comfort zone. When something goes wrong, when something doesn't feel right, this is when we do that. Abner asked, do you work with self-esteem problems? Yes. Codependency. I'm telling you right now. It has my Master Your Confidence audio seminar. It has your neediness seminar, my neediness seminar in there, and for free. The codependency product is by itself over $200, and I'm $197 at regular price. I'm charging $97 only. And you have VIP membership access to my Facebook group, which I go live in every month, and I do coaching. I do one-on-one with some guys in there. So it's really important that we really kind of scale in life in regards to if you're feeling stuck, this is your time. This is why I'm offering it to you guys. Let's see, right on, Natalie. What you fear, you attract. What you look at goes away. Exactly, Jim. Perspective is everything, right? Apollonia, I lost my identity and my girlfriend ended the relationship right before quarantine. She has been diagnosed with a life-threatening thing and depressed. I want to get back, but I don't know how. Hi, Edgar. This is a great question. So unfortunately, I've had so many clients deal with like sickness in relationships, cancer, things like that. And such an unfortunate thing. So my heart goes out to you. I know it's very, very difficult to be on the other side too, as well as that side. But I want to be very honest with you, Edgar, right now. Okay. When someone is going through something as far as a life-threatening illness or something, remember, the only thing that is on their mind is surviving. We get into survival mode. And when we get into survival mode, it's I, me, me, me. Don't take the fact that she's not giving you the attention right now as something to do with you. You really have to stand your piece and just say, I'm here. If you need me, you can count on me. But other than that, you cannot push anything. Because if you push something on this woman, it becomes pressure, and then you're going to minimize this relationship. The way that you support this woman is understanding that she is the only one that can get through this. You don't have the special pill. You don't have the special potion. You don't have the special therapy. You don't have the special drug to heal her. She has to do this. The only type of healing she can do is with her doctors, her mindset, her energy. And her energy has to be positive during this time. So what I'm encouraging you to do is understand that she's depressed right now. She's not going to be acting out of trueness, authenticity, because she's in survival mode. So I want you to just kind of stand back and say, I'm here if you need me and when you need me, but I don't want to also be pushy. Okay? And then let her come to you. I know it's really hard because it's like, I love this person. I want to be there with her. I want to fix her. But you have to understand, when we get into that mentality, we become selfish. What is it that she needs? If she needs to heal, she needs to be alone, probably, if this is what she's asking. So I know you can do this. All right, Eduardo, let me get to you. Hold on. Rolling with the homies. You know that song? But it's a show by Clueless. It's really bad. I've been doing TikTok and I've been thinking about doing a Clueless TikTok because it was one of my favorite movies and it just came in my head and I just started singing it on a freaking live. Hello, Apollonia. I like the stuff you release, but it seems more relationship focused for someone who is in the phase where they just want to play the field, just coming out of a relationship. Do you useful courses? Yes. So I have an attraction course coming out, which I am doing. I also have the How to Escalate cheat sheet, which is not relationship focused. It's really about just like flirting, bantering, getting a woman however you want, right? I also do have the friend zone product. So when you're in the midst of attraction, how you can get women to really kind of have fun with you as well. I have the How to Text manual. I have my online dating results for women. In April, we're coming out with another product. Natalie has made a product that I'm not even going to talk about right now because I know it's one of those products that are going to be off the charts. And then the next month, we have our How to Approach product coming out as well. So yes, I have a lot of products relationship driven, but I also have a lot of products for dating. You'll notice too in my products, guys, that you can buy the same product and still want to just date and have fun with girls and still want to be in a relationship. It's literally the same thing for everybody. So I hope that helps you. That TikTok you posted was funny, Nelson. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Anyways, Alicia Silverstone, yes, Jason Bourne. Oh, good name, by the way. That's awesome. You got it. Oh, see how excited you make me. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's get to the next question here on Instagram before I get carried away about stupid stuff. And who wants to know all that stuff about me? Anyways, let's see here. I'm going to go into, there was someone that I wanted to answer his question because I loved his name. Wisdom is his name. We were doing, we might have a kid, we'll see one day. And we were like, if we have a kid, what would you want to name him? And me and my fiance were like, if he was a boy, I would love to name him Wisdom. Like, I think that name is so dope. Like, it's so good. So I got a question from a man named Wisdom, and I'm so happy to answer this. So, hi, Apollonia. My name is Wisdom, and I am 21 years old. I have been following your YouTube videos and they have helped a great deal. Awesome. But I've been meaning to ask. Yesterday I had a birthday celebration with my girlfriend and everything was going well. She went home and we did not communicate, but today she seems really off. Could it be that it would be relative to yesterday's event? Possibly, but also too, Wisdom, I ask you, is she like going through something challenging? Like, does she lose her job right now? Like, is she not being able to do something? Because quarantine also can have an effect on people where they get a little bit like anxious or depressed or, and also too, when we really care for someone, sometimes we get angry with them too, you know? So that could be it. And then secondly, it could be because of something that happened yesterday. So in this predicament, she's going to tell you what's wrong, right? Don't push her and be like, what's wrong? Like, just let her have the space, because by you just kind of giving her that space and be like, I'm not going to hit her up at all today. I'll just give her some space. She knows that something's off. And that's how you make your presence known that you know that something's off too. And then once you talk to her, all you have to do is kind of just like not stay there too long and be like, and she doesn't talk to you about it. Maybe she'll talk to you about it. All you have to do is be like, hey, I noticed that you're a little different. Your energy is a little different. Is everything okay? And you talk about anything with me? And if she says no, be like, all right, cool. And then if she continues to still have this cold behavior, like just mirror what she's doing. Maybe she's just kind of like, she just needs her time. How we start to kind of employ in this behavior, like in a relationship, is when we try to get to an outcome. Like people will deliver their message when they're ready, and everybody's different. So just being okay with that, and then being able to figure out the problem once you know what it is that arises. And it might mean that's something stupid. It might be like she got in a fight with her mom or sister or brother and today and whatever. But don't worry so much, right? Unless you know you did something wrong during that time yesterday, then you know, okay, why did I do this? Always ask yourself, why did I do this? And then how do I need to change this so it doesn't happen again? All right, guys. Tom, okay, hold on, I'm looking at the chat box. How are we doing, Natalie, in the chat box? We got a couple more minutes because I was late to our live today, so I want to give you guys a couple more minutes with me. And plus, I love doing lives. Nelson, hi, hola, Apollonia, dating a great woman. She wants exclusivity. I'm not ready for that, but don't want to lose her. What to do? Tell her that you're just not ready. but you don't want to lose her, and that you'll be ready eventually because you do like her. Okay. So typically the reason why we're not ready is possibly because you just need more time or whatever that reason may be. Tell her the reason. And actually this can boost attraction, but understand, like, if she's a good, high quality woman, she's not going to be waiting around for too long. But also say, like, listen, I do want to settle down with you eventually. I'm not prepared to give you a lot of my time. And I'm not ready, but I will be ready. Just give me some more months, give me some more weeks, whatever you want to say. And so it'll also encourage her that you are in the mindset. How we push women away is when we show them we're not in the mindset to be exclusive, period. Right? So we're just like, I'm not ready. And then we become avoidant. And then she's like, all right, fine, I'm going to move on. And then we get into fight or flight mode, which we get anxious in, right? All right, so let's see. Let me go into my my Instagram questions. Hi, a friend of mine so Vault asked, hi, a friend of mine that I wanted more than a friend isn't over her ex, and he's hurt her emotionally and cheated on her. She talks to me about him constantly. She knows this woman's young. She's in her 20s or late 20s. She knows my emotions towards her, and I give her good advice, but she gravitates back to wanting him and being sad. Why do I get a sense that I want to show her what someone who really cares about her can do? I feel bad I can't offer more. Okay, first and foremost, why do I get a sense I want to show her what someone who really cares about her can do? She will not see this. This woman is not in a time in her life where she's going to see the good guy. I know she's young. I'm 100% sure this woman is in her 20s. She's more than obsessed with him right now. Like a spell came over her. Okay. Run. Don't get involved with this right now. I'm telling you right now, you will become that other guy. Run right now. You are not supposed to be around this girl right now, especially if she's obsessed with her and you like her. Your feelings are going to get hurt. This woman is not going to treat you well, right? This woman is not going to treat you well. You will probably are a stand-up, good-looking guy, and a woman like this is going to ruin your self-esteem if you let her, okay? It's not that she is, let me hide these people. This stupid guy's putting this really bad stuff in the chat box. Okay. So what I'm saying here is, like, it's not about, see, I feel for you, and tell me, you guys in the chat box, because I know so many women have gone through this probably in the early stages of dating, where you really liked a girl and she gave you all the signs and she was probably obsessed with an ex and everything like that. And you try to pursue her, and you lowered your self-esteem because of this, and you had to, like, recoup from this. But it also was a big learning lesson, I sure too. So if you've been through this, put yes in the comments so we can send some support to Vault and show him, like, I can guarantee you this is the type of girl, okay, Vault, this is the type of girl, because she's young too, that is going to want you when you start dating other women. Like, it's just because she's not in a healthy mindset, right? And this is where games come in, and this is where you have a responsibility to play for yourself. Okay. I see all your guys' messages that you're doing in the chat I appreciate the donations, and I'll get to those in a second too, before we end. See, look, there's so many guys right now, Vault, that if you're watching, that are saying yes in the comments because they've been through this. Me as a coach, I've been in this practice for a long time. I know how this goes. Here's your proof right now. Okay. You sound like a young guy. Yes, this could be a lesson and an opportunity for you to learn, but also understand that if you get deeper involved with this girl, you will get too wrapped up in this, and it's going to hurt eventually. Run for the hills, support her from a distance, move on with your life, let her heal from this relationship, let her figure out what her personal journey is. It's not up to you to do so. All right? Yes, I know, Mike Moss, a girl like that. All right. So guys, I'm going to take some questions here on the Instagram just in a second, but I want to answer Andy's question. So, hi, Apollonia, Andy here. First of all, just want to say that your content is awesome. Keep it coming. Thank you. Thank you. I'll never be sick of hearing that. Great part. So my question today is around no contact in quarantine. Awesome. And I'm sure so many guys' questions is like this. So just as some background, I was dating a girl prior to quarantine. We went on 3 dates over about a month, and things were moving at a nice pace. Overall, I felt that she was interested. We kissed, held hands, etc., etc. Now that we're in quarantine, I feel that for some reason she's pulling away. I suggested doing a FaceTime date, tried reaching out to her to say hi after a week, but I'm not met with a high level of engagement. So my plan right now is just to back off and go no contact. Yes, back off. If she has kids or anything like that, this is probably a time where she can't even commit to anything with a guy because you guys aren't in a relationship yet, so she can't get a commit for you. So my questions are: one, does that sound like a fair approach? Yes, that sounds like a great approach. Good for you for figuring that out, Andy. Back off a little bit, let her come to you. Two, is it okay to go no contact for long periods of time? Say no. So I don't think until quarantine boils over. So here's the thing: is I don't think that you go no contact and straight up ignore her. This girl is going to be like, okay, fine, this guy ignored me. He's just playing games, and we can't give her that control that you're playing games, right? I always talk about no contact and where we do it. No contact is done when we become really needy, like where we've gone over the limit of neediness and we need to kind of regain our control back and respect in our relationship back. Here, we didn't go above and beyond, right? So I think that she reaches out. If she reaches out, take a little bit to respond and then just be a little close-ended here and there. Engage, less engage, engage, less engage. Get her to somewhat work for you a little bit during this time. And then she'll probably be like, hey, sorry, I know I haven't been talking to you for 2 weeks, but this has been going on in my life. And then you're going to get your answer. People don't fully just be like, I'm stressed because I lost my job. She just dated a guy. If she likes you and she's attracted to you, the last thing she wants to tell you is that she lost her job probably. So we don't know what's going on, right? So no contact is a no on this one. Just let her come to you. And then when she does, because she will, have a conversation with her, less expectations, and that's it, okay? Luke says, my girl's pregnant and I don't know what to do. All right, so guys, I don't know. Let's see, but he was also deleted a message before. So here's the thing, guys. I think that, it's just this type of topic comes up in conversations about what the both of you want to at the end of the day. All right, so I'm going to take some questions here. Okay, so before I take questions in the text, I want to remind you guys, we have we got a lot of purchases coming through and I'm only having 100. It cuts off at 100. My break-free codependency product, we have about 40 purchases that already came through, 50 purchases almost. So we're already 50% sold. We're only giving this to the first 100 people that sign up. Guys, I'm telling you right now, 80% of my coaching practices are because people have a codependency issue. And we go into it not thinking we do, right? A lot of times too, I get men that are like, I'm great with women. They're good looking guys. And they're like, but this one woman. And then they start to see codependency things that happen because women were always easy for them. This is for every guy. And we do a great job as men calling out other men and saying they're beta and they're alpha and da da da. Listen, the guy that has mastered both worlds of being alpha and beta is the guy that lives in abundance and the one that women want. So there's no insult of a beta or two alpha. We just got to understand the two extremes. And this is what I talk about in the codependency product, right? And that has a lot to do with placing boundaries, understanding how to be assertive with women, understanding to really come across with dignity and integrity for yourself, understanding also too that there's traumatic experiences that happen in life. And we have to retrain our subconscious and forgive our inner child sometimes. And I do a lot of that personal development work in there. This is a product to get you good in relationships because a lot of times what we're good at and what I've seen, unfortunately, is we put a Band-Aid on stuff, right? We put a Band-Aid on living a type of facade, living a type of idea of what people say. If I say this one line, if I say this one text, if I dress this one way and act like this macho guy, then this girl's going to like me. Yeah, she's going to like you because you're acting like this macho guy and you look good. But then when you get into that relationship and you have to emotionally open up to her and you fall in love with her, no one's taught you what to do in here. I teach you all of it. The foundational work of attraction comes from inside, and I teach you the outside approaches. Most people only teach the outside approaches, and that's where we're going wrong, and that's where we're not mastering relationships. That's where we're not reaching fulfillment in relationships. And I say this till I'm blue in the face, and this is why I do what I do, is this is what is the root. The root of all attraction is being okay with your own oneness and pacing yourself, right? But what is being okay with our own oneness? It's about really getting good into who we are, where we came from, and not using our experiences that happened in the past that are going to be here. When we start to not be in the present moment, it's only because we're thinking of the future or scared of something. Fear, there's nothing to be fearful of. I said this on my last live. There's nothing to be fearful of in this particular moment listening to me, unless I scare you, which I hope I don't. And my corny ass jokes. Anyways, so with that said, one of the biggest things too is like being in the present moment and not forgetting, like, you attracted a woman for a reason. But what we do is we manipulate, or we tend to break those relationships because of the fact that we're insecure in some type of area when we really like a girl. So how we connect emotionally is being emotionally controlled with us, in tune with yourself. So this is what I teach you in the codependent product. My codependent product is an 8-part workbook and some videos, but it's more about personal development. So it's a lot of work. It's this huge, big workbook, a lot of writing, a lot of trauma healing, a lot of work. It's a guided step-by-step. You also have a VIP membership access community with me. And I do lives in there every month with you guys. I have one-on-ones. I'm starting to do face-to-face lives if I can figure out the software for that, which I will. And I want you to really kind of get good at this. The biggest thing I always hear from men is like, if I have boundaries, how do I deliver that message, right? And that's about getting clear on what a boundary is. Okay, I want to be able to trust my woman. Okay, but why? And what does trust mean? Trust can mean something completely different to me than it does to you. Getting clear on this and then living like this is two different things. And this is what sets you apart from the other guys that are out there. So I really encourage you to take a part of my Break Free of Codependency product. Only the first 100 people are going to get it at a $97 price. You get my confidence audio seminar, my neediness seminar as well, the VIP membership access to me, the membership group of your codependency product with full of videos and full of personal development work. This is really going to change your life. I interviewed so many psychiatrists, therapists, even hypnosis when I was doing this product, because it took me so long, and I really want to bring you guys so much value. My motto in life is just for you guys to be happier. My motto in life is really for you guys to find happiness in life so you can have this in relationships as well. Let me try to go to the chat boxes. I know there was some chats, but I can't see them. Hold on. So let me go to the top. Sorry, I can't go in there. Let's see, hold on. How do I go into the people? Dang it, I can't see the people that donated. Hold on. Hello from Italy. X has been quarantined with her rebound of 2 months in her tiny studio. Does that speed up their demise or the opposite? She stopped texting me. We were together for 10 years. I think I've talked to you before. It sounds like a very familiar story that I heard in one of my coaching. So I think also too, if I've talked to you before, she says that she doesn't really have feelings like they're friends, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so with that said, I think this can actually, let's say this, we're not supposed to wait on her, right? She is giving this guy attention, kind of figure out, why are we chasing a woman that is still living with her ex or been with her ex in quarantine? And we're not going to give attention to that, because if we give attention to that, then we're enabling her behavior and saying it's okay. So see what happens. I think they're going to drive each other crazy, especially if if they didn't get along. So I hope that helps you. Apollonia, you are awesome. Thank you, Fire Spirit. Thank you so much. I'm going to go to in chat books and then wrap it up. Is my girlfriend a gold digger? I don't know. Watch my video about gold diggers. How do I let's see. What changed my life is the groupies at concerts who just want it. Okay, attention can change your life. Oh my God. Okay, so William Wallace asked, how about a product of women explaining what makes sex good for them? Well, since you asked, the second product, and Coach Natalie is the one that actually came up with this and did the product, is How to Master the Bedroom. We are coming out with that product, and it's going to be a hot one, guys. I was just reviewing her videos and her product that she put together. Man, is she good. Kudos to Natalie. Say yes, Natalie, in the comments if you are excited for this product. I just talked about it now. Right now, we're talking about the codependency product, though. So it's funny that someone actually said that. So I had to actually talk about that. All right, guys. So Do you have any videos on long distance relationships? Yes. So Larry 5200 asked that. I have videos, just put on the search box, long distance relationship. And then you can be able to find that, and you'll be able to do that as well. I think we're all experiencing long distance relationships, even if the person lives a mile away, because of the fact that we're all in quarantine, right? Um, so Thomas J says, Apollonia, you try to market your products nonstop. Well, why not if it can help change a life? I don't see anything wrong with the way that I run my practice, because I'm helping thousands of people. And this is where I get a little bit like, and this, I do address this on lives. A lot of you have seen me address these comments like that are very like, not so, have a good aspect behind them, I would say. I like to address them because I like to also show you how we can also look at things, right? Of how someone comes off, right? We can also we have a capacity to challenge other people, but also we have a capacity to win a statement, right? There is always going to be someone that is going to tell me how to run my business, what I can be doing better, this and this, but I know what works. And my motto is I do this to help people. And I'm very authentic and I'm very real. Like I've actually cried on the phone with one of my clients before after like a coaching session, because he was just going through so much and he did so good, right? Like I'm in this with my heart. So if you're not okay with that, then what are you doing here in this live? Like products that's why I sell a product at $97. It blows my mind. I can sell it for $1 and someone will still complain, right? This is the thing, guys, is here's what the take back in this is, right? Before we get to make it, it's not about that. The take back is it's all about our perspective in life, and it's about how we view things, right? There's a saying like hurt people, right? And understand that, have compassion for people, right? When people always say something about like what you're doing wrong, what's not right, when a woman is attacking you because you could be better, take it as criticism and think about it and say, okay, is this a real constructive feedback, or is this something I need to work on? Because also too, it'll help you with just growing in general and just life. So I hope that helps you. And I really want you guys to be like abundant in your life. I want you guys to have that abundance in your life. So with that said, I want to talk about this product again. My Break Free of Codependency product is one of the most amazing products I've had out in this market. And I want you guys to know that if you are interested in really breaking free of attachment in your relationships, now is the time to sign up for this, as it's only going to be for the first 500 people. 2 more questions I'm going to take in the chat box, and then we are going to get off this. All right. Okay, so Luston Fountain asks, hello, what advice can you give if your wife blatantly disregards your boundaries and is being disrespectful? So this is a great question. So this is where we have to give the ultimatum. If you don't like my boundary, whatever that boundary is, and hopefully it's a respectful boundary, right? Then I'm not going to be happy, and we have to actually punish that person, right? Not meaning like do something harmful to that person. I mean, not talking to that person, saying, all right, well, I'm going to leave this week. There's the door, right? Or if you're not able to do this, we're going to have issues in our relationship. But typically, if a wife is disrespectful about your boundary, it's probably because she doesn't agree with the boundary. So also too, let's talk about the reason of why, right? And if it's a very compromising boundary, meaning like you guys can negotiate on something and she still doesn't want to do it, then this is when you show her how important it is to you. So talking to her, minimize that, show her that, I'm not going to do this anymore. Either you help me find value in this, you help me to be happy in our relationship, or then there's another way out, right? I don't know if you still want to be with me, because this is what I need in order for us to be better in our relationships. Lyric Music Video says, you are the best life coach ever. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate you. I'm using quarantine as a way to improve myself. Yes, Lan, yes. I like this question. Gia Como Casanova asked, Casanova, huh? How to answer when she asked how many girls you've been with. Ooh, I love this question. I got the best response for this. Wow. I actually talk about this in the escalation cheat sheet, of how to respond. Let me get my thoughts together. So how to respond to a question like this is, first let me tell you why women ask that. Why a woman asks that is because she's shit testing you to see if you can get women, right? Because there's something attractive about a guy being able to get women, period, right? So what I want you to do is respond like this. So what we can do is we can say something like, all right, I'm not too sure why you're asking, but I'm not gonna tell you how many women I've been with, but let's just say it's enough to be experienced. And that's as good as it gets. And that's all you got to talk. It's enough to say that I'm experienced. It could be one person, it could be two people, it could be 50 people, I don't know, but it's enough to say I'm experienced. And then you can also call her out. I see that you're asking me because it seems like you're interested. And you sit back and you just look at her. No, I'm not interested. What do you mean? Okay, sure. Yeah, it's enough. It's enough to be experienced, but that's all. You don't ask her how many women that she's been with. Like that's not the time to do that, right? And I don't think people need to know how many people been with. I definitely need to do like if have safe sex and practice safe sex. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is like it's really that right there is a shit test because she wants to see if you get women, if you score women. So that was a great question. So we'll end it on that note because it's really, really amazing. I love that question. It's actually something I talk about in my escalation cheat sheet. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to comment right here in the comment box of my Break Free of Codependency for you guys to sign up for that new product at $97 only for the first 100 people. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for your support. I thank you for your questions. I will be back on the next live on Tuesday, Eastern time, 3 p.m., PST time, 12 p.m. I have some great new videos that are coming out for you. We have some great new products. Thanks, Natalie, for keeping up in the comment and the chat box with you guys. For those of you that donated in here, I'm so sorry. There's no way for me to go back into it. Oh, Humble Warrior, you asked something. But I can't get to that because we're signing off. So with that said, I will see you guys in the next Tuesday live. If you want to submit your questions, you can follow me on Instagram. And the next Tuesday live will be on the 7th of April. So if you want to submit a question on Instagram, make sure that you put April 7th and then you can put your question, April 7th live. So 4/7/7 live and then put your question so I can screenshot it and I'll like it to make sure that that I respond and you know that I'll be answering your question. Stay humble, stay real, humble as she's real. Thank you so much. I appreciate you seeing that. All right, guys. Love you. Remember, you are always loved. Thanks for joining me on live. Stay safe, stay positive, stay focused, stay healthy, stay home.